The partnership between the two entities is a true reflection of what can be achieved when government resources are pooled in pursuance of common objective. In his State of the Nation address, which is the SONA, the President of the Republic of South Africa declared the year of 2018 the centenary year of former President Nelson Mandela and Mama Albertina Sisulu. These caring leaders laid a firm foundation for our thriving democracy by fighting for equality, dignity, and the alleviation of poverty. In 1994, when the new dispensation came into power, amongst the many transformational interventions, it introduced a social security program that sought to restore the dignity of the poor and the vulnerable. This was in line with the values and the aspirations fought for by the likes of Mr. Nelson Mandela, Albertina Sisulu, and many more. We remain committed to providing social assistance through grants to poor and vulnerable South Africans. Our social assistance program is at the heart of government's poverty alleviation program and central to restoring the dignity of our people. Through it, we continue to improve the living conditions of poor, vulnerable, and underprivileged South Africans. These include unemployed South Africans as well as orphaned and vulnerable children living in child-headed households. Government is providing social grants assistance to over 17 million poor South Africans through social grants. The majority of the citizens benefiting are children. The child support grant represents 2/3 of the total amount of grants administered by SASSA. The grant addresses poverty among children and has grown from 70,000 social grants in 1998 to almost 12 million in 2018. Social grants bring financial security to many families and is, according to the General Household Survey, the main source of income for many South Africans. Now let's come to the suspension of the invalidity of CPS contract. A year ago, the Constitutional Court deliberated on a contract that was deemed invalid and ruled to suspend the invalidity by 12 months ending the 31st of March 2018. This was to enable South African Social Security Agency time to put in place valid contract, which will, amongst others, include the South African Post Office. The former President Zuma tasked the Interministerial Committee on Comprehensive Social Security to oversee the implementation of the Constitutional Court order. A number of media and parliamentary briefings have been held to update the nation, in particular the beneficiaries. As we approach the 31st, we are here to provide South Africans with the progress and confirm the state of readiness to take on this major task. Government is pleased with the progress that has been made to ensure that it complies with all the directives of the Constitutional Court. The service agreement signed between SASSA and SAPO in December 2017 enabled SAPO to partner with SASSA in a payment of social grants, ushering in a public sector-led and efficient grants payment hybrid model. We are pleased to announce a significant state of readiness for SAPO to commence payments on social grants and assure South Africans that social grants will be paid from the 1st of April 2018. The relationship between SASSA and SAPO to ensure the smooth implementation of public sector-led hybrid plans payment model has evolved positively. Now we come to the phasing out of CPS contract. In the past, SASSA relied on services of CPS to pay the 10.7 million beneficiaries through cash payment, direct deposits, and electronic payment. SASSA has reactivated the PMG account in the South African Reserve Bank environment is using to manage money for the direct transfers. This means that the money is not paid over a private contractor in advance, but remains within government environment until deposited into a social grant beneficiary account. SASSA has successfully implemented pilot project since January 2018 by directly paying beneficiaries who receive grants from commercial banks, including post banks. And we must say proudly that this now is being done by SASSA on monthly basis. SASSA has made direct payments to more than 2.3 million beneficiaries for the month of March 2018, and this number will increase further in April 2018. The testing for the direct payment for beneficiaries receiving payment through the SASSA payment card was done, and 100,000 beneficiaries for March 2018 payment period. In April, a total of 5.7 million beneficiaries transacting through the SASSA payment card will be paid directly by SASSA without the assistance of CPS. In essence, by 1st of April, SASSA would have paid approximately 7.7 million of the 10.7 beneficiaries directly. SASSA also intends depositing money into the cards for those beneficiaries who receive their social grants in cash from cash pay points. The only support that will be required for these approximately 2.8 beneficiaries is the distribution of cash at the pay points. All the above transfers will be made directly from SASSA's own PNG account, which operates within the SA Reserve Bank environment. SASSA has already taken over from CPS the management of direct funeral policy deductions for in excess of 727,000 beneficiaries. These are deductions made in terms of Social Assistance Act and are the only legally allowed deductions made before the social grant is paid into an account of a beneficiary. You can say deductions or the debit orders. The 2.8 million social grants beneficiaries who are paid in cash at SASSA pay points on their normal individual payment dates. It is for this actual distribution of cash where SASSA still requires support. It is for this reason that SASSA brought a limited application to the Constitutional Court with intention of asking the court to suspend the invalidity declaration of its contract with CPS for 6 months. This is now for a phase-in period and a phase-out period. This would enable cash payment to be made through the CPS infrastructure till September 2018 for approximately 26% of the beneficiaries. A tender has already been advertised and payment contractor for cash payment will be appointed soon. The further suspension of the invalidity declaration will also ensure that a proper phase-in, phase-out or a handover process between CPS and SAPO. As you know well, this matter is currently before the court and will not be in a position to elaborate further on it. The ruling from the Constitutional Court is pending. SASSA is in the process of appointing a cash payment service provider who will distribute social grants using new SASSA SAPO card at all pay points across the country. SASSA, through National Treasury and South African Reserve Bank, is also in talks with commercial banks for the establishment of a low-cost account for social grants beneficiaries who receive their money directly into their personal accounts. SASSA is currently engaged 27 accredited cooperative financial institutions that may be used in the future to pay for social grants.
SAPO is ready to open the accounts for SASSA grants beneficiaries from the 3rd of April. The testing of the bulk accounts opening process with a sample of 1,000 existing SASSA beneficiaries' data was seamlessly concluded already in February. The special disbursement account has the following features. For once, reading the fine print will be to your advantage. There will be no deductions. There will be 3 free cash withdrawals. There will be 1 free balance inquiry per month, 1 free mini statement per month, a free full statement covering up to a maximum of 3 months on demand, and the first free replacement card. These are the specific services that SAPO as an organ of state bring to bear in assisting and ensuring better economics for the beneficiaries. Given the participation of SAPO's Postbank in the national payment system, an increasing number of beneficiaries have also already opened Postbank accounts between January and February. exercising one of their key choices of the hybrid model. Some of those beneficiaries are already being paid by Postbank, and some were paid in March. SASSA and SAPO are starting to phase in a process where, if current SASSA pay points are within 5 kilometres of the post office branch, and there's an extraordinary audited intersection of our networks, within 5 kilometres, then the post office branch, if it meets the minimum requirements and norms and standards, will become the pay point to replace existing pay points that are out there. The integrated payment of social grants will benefit beneficiaries and is very user-friendly. SASSA and SAPO in partnership will enable the development of an integrated grant payment system that's well on track. This will be a significant milestone in the roadmap of insourcing the grant payment functions into organs of state in the very near future. The integrated payment system will also be convenient, easy to use, and accessible to all social grant beneficiaries. It will also go a long way towards reducing fraud and corruption associated with the payment of social grants through its integration with the Harness System, Home Affairs National Identification System. SASSA and SAPO will continue to hold regular meetings, as we do on a weekly, if not more frequently basis, to ensure that this transition is smooth from the 1st of April and beyond. The public partnership between SASSA and SAPO represents a model service delivery blueprint for government that is easily replicable in other service sectors.
I want to say to beneficiaries using old SASSA card that may continue to do so until the 31st of September 2018, will soon introduce the new SASSA cards via the post office, which will be a SASSA SAPO card, and beneficiaries will be informed about the process to be followed. Please, beneficiaries, I want to stress that they will be informed by the process followed. At the same time, I want to emphasize that our beneficiaries should stick to their own cards, and because there are no card swaps that are being done. We will progressively introduce over the period of April to 30th September, when it is expected that current SASSA card will no longer be in circulation at all, but it will. The requested date for the expiry is the 31st of December 2018. In the meantime, beneficiaries should ignore anybody offering them any alternative card to SASSA 1 under the guise that SASSA card has changed. For clarity on this matter, beneficiaries may contact SASSA on 0800 60 10 11, 0800 60 10 11, or visit the nearest SASSA office for more information. SASSA beneficiary has 3 options of receiving their social grants, namely the cash payment at the cash pay points, through merchants, supermarkets that have been used, they can still carry on using them, and via their personal bank account. Beneficiaries are encouraged to choose a payment option that is convenient to them. Those beneficiaries who already receive social grants through the banks are not required to open new bank accounts. Beneficiaries who prefer their grants paid directly into their bank accounts should complete a request for bank payment from the SASSA offices and the available SAPO outlets or SASSA offices. The completed form should be handed to the nearest SASSA office. We wish to express our appreciation to all members of the public who have called in to seek clarity in this process, and especially appreciate the efforts of community organizations, labor representatives, faith-based structures, and a host of other groups who have played a key role in sharing information with beneficiaries or members of their families to smooth this process. Special mention needs to be made of the many staff of SASSA and SAPO who have heeded the call to action to work in collaborative spirit to ensure that this partnership yields the results so critical to the life of our nation. Working together, we are committed to ensure that right social grants is paid to the right person at the right time and the right place. Njalo. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.